And welcome back to the channel. This is going to be one windy ride. You can see over there that American flag is blowing pretty good. I want to talk a bit about that. Not necessarily wind from Mother Nature, but I want to talk about something that's kind of has happened to me before, and I'm sure if you're an e-biker or traditional bike, it doesn't matter, either one. If you ride in the bike lanes, you have probably had this happen. I wonder if I can get this light. Nope. I gotta get that light, and I'm not gonna try to outrun it. But what I was gonna talk about is, have you ever been in the bike lane? And I've had this happen several times, where a big truck will come by, go by you while you're in the bike lane, in the regular car lane, and they'll basically have a backdraft that'll just about knock you right off your bike. Have you had that happen before? I haven't been knocked off my bike, but I have had it where, I've gotten where the bike's a little bit wobbly, where I've kind of felt it, I can definitely feel it. And yeah, you got to really hang on, I'll tell you. And if you ride like a traditional bike that's a pretty light frame, boy, I don't know, that's going to be hard to manage that. I can feel the wind right now too, blowing me a little bit here around. But yeah, I wondered about things like that. Here we're getting into more of the riding season, and starting to think about more of the things that crop up during the year. So if you're a first-time rider of a bike or e-bike, then just a heads up on that. Depending on where you live, you'll get maybe more trucks going by you in some areas than others, of course, but definitely I've had that happen with myself. And like I say, I've not been knocked off my bike, but there's times that it definitely makes your bike wobble, for sure. Somebody else brought up a good point and a comment there, and asked if I've ever had a situation where someone has made a right turn, and they're basically, I believe what he's trying to say is cutting you off when you're in the bike lane because the cars are making a right turn. Yeah, I've had that happen, and they don't signal. Definitely I've had that happen. And it's always the e-bikes that get blamed for things, but gee, cars are no prince or princesses either. I'm sure there's some bikers out there that do things they shouldn't be doing, but I'll tell you, so do cars. And that's one of the things that drives me crazy, when first of all, they just don't even look, and they just go right into your lane, and there's no signaling. And it's almost like you don't belong here, we do, kind of thing, and we're going to do whatever we want to do, and just basically they ignore you. Like, it's almost like you don't exist, like they don't watch out for you. Now, I'm not saying everyone's that way, but it seems like it happens a lot. Boy, that's a strong wind I'm riding into. I don't know what the wind speed is today, but it's definitely gusty. Getting back to the trucks, it's especially bad with the big rigs, right? It's not the trucker's fault at all. you know, there's no one is to blame for this. It's just the way it is, but it's one of those things that makes biking a little bit hazardous if you're riding on the road. The only thing I think we can do about it is get bike lanes that are off the road completely. Now we got the wind and the rain going. I'm definitely hearing wind chimes all over the place. This feels like a truck's going by, actually. Really, really good wind. Of course, you can't really tell on the camera the wind, but trust me, it's there. The other thing I've had happen in the bike lane is I've been riding in the bike lane before where there's a couple other things that kind of bother me, and one of them, and there's nothing you can do. I mean, you could start yelling at the guy or arguing with him, but I'm not going to do that. And one of them was I've had where someone's driving deliberately, it seems like. I don't know if they even know you're there, so it might not be deliberate, but they're riding or driving their car in or truck. In the case that I had it happen, one that stood out to me is it was a truck pulling a trailer, like a utility trailer they were pulling, and they were right in the bike lane, and they didn't even move over or anything. And here I thought they were turning off, and they didn't. They kept on going. So that wasn't good, and I don't know what you can do about that. You know, I don't want to start a fight with anybody over it or anything like that, but you'd hope people have a little more courtesy than that. And then the other thing that I've had happen before, and I wonder if you've had this happen, I brought this up before, so anyway, it's somebody coming directly toward you in the bike lane, and you're going the right direction, but yet they're coming toward you. You know what I mean? So if you're in the right lane here, and say you're over here in the bike lane, they're coming toward you. And I don't know what you're supposed to do. Am I supposed to move out of their way, or are they supposed to? First of all, they're not supposed to be doing that, but you're supposed to go with traffic. I know some people find it dangerous or whatever, but hey, that's the law. That's just the way it is. And if we all start making our own laws on that kind of stuff, then that could be even more dangerous. Anyway, I've had that happen as well, but the truck thing just come to me today on it being a windy day here, and I'm thinking, you know, this wind knocks you around, you know, on your bike, but even on an unwindy day, you can have situations, like I say, with those trucks. Let me know in the comments if that's happened to you. Have you ever had an accident because of it? I hope not, but it wouldn't surprise me if somebody was knocked right off their bike with a big backdraft from those trucks. Yep. I think the shower is kind of stopped. It's kind of, we've had that today here where it's kind of a brief heavy shower or downpour, bit of a downpour, and then it stops. Sun will come out maybe for a minute, and then back we go. Alright, well that's going to do it for this video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, thank you very much. Just hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And if you want to comment on this video or any others, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Once again, thank you for joining me on this windy ride. And until next time, be safe everyone, and keep your wheels on the road. See you later.